What's up, everyone? It's your boy Racing 97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome everyone to Watkins Glen International for the second road course race on the season for Season 4 of the Powerade Truck Series, and it's the final road course race of the season. It comes with only 3 races to go in the Season 4 chase. This is chase race number 5, and it's the SiriusXM 175. I'm Nathan Stapleton, and alongside me, once again, it's Boston. Welcome back up to the booth, Watson, and hopefully this race ends up being a lot better than what Chicago was a couple of weeks ago.
I hope so too, because a lot of chasers, not a lot, maybe two, but some of them definitely did not have the fortune that Max Davis had. He was not in a very good spot, and with his win last race, he jumps up to P3 in points. It's still possible, but is it a stretch with 3 races to go?
We just have to wait and see. Davis has not been the strongest rider this season. He only has 3 top 5s, and those 3 top 5s are his 3 top 10s, and 2 of them are his 2 wins at Martinsville and now Chicagolands. But he's been consistent throughout the chase, so who knows? Anything can happen. But as far as the points go, boy, it is still very, very tight. Tops are all under a blanket. Top 6 are separated by 19 points. Top 8 are separated by 41. And then the last 3 or 4 drivers and points are basically out of it. So here are the points. Jordan Stout is 6 points behind the point leader of Clement Moore. Just did that backwards. Matt Sayers, the most recent winner, is in 3rd, 13 points back. Buchanan is in 4th, 15 points back. Lane Smith Jr. is in 5th, 17 points back. Juan Garcia is in 6th, 19 points back. If some crazy stuff happens, Juan Garcia could leave here as the point leader. And especially if some wacky stuff happens, Nathan Bailey is 7th defending champion, is 30 points back. If he wins and like all the top systems crash out in the deepest part of the field, he can leave here as the point leader. Jack Gronkowski needs a lot of help. He's 41 points back. Zachary Blitzwell needs a lot of help, 43 points back, and then these last 3 are basically out of it. Susan right field is in 10th, 55 points back for both the Cloud Jr. Mega disappointment. Fast all regular season, but has had a terrible chase. 61 points back, and then Aaron Abel, who had a terrible Chicagoland, who has also been fast all season long besides the chase, is 65 points back. So we've lost 3 drivers, but we still have 9 mathematically with a shot of 3 races to go. What do those chasers need to do here at Watkins Glen, knowing that this could be a wild 10-lap sprint?
Well, before we get to the starting grid, I'm gonna let you guys with a spoiler. Clinton Buchanan is the only chaser, I repeat, the only chaser that starts inside the top 10. Everybody else starts deep within the pack, and seeing how part-time qualifying was, it's going to be insane to see how they maneuver their way through the slower trucks rather. Especially at a track like this, where we've seen mistakes, we've seen people rub the wall and get out of shape. It is possible that a big wreck could happen, and all without a caution. That is also another variable that goes into it. There is no cautions during this race, so whatever happens, and you better be lucky if you're one of those chasers starting deep in the pack. What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, I have to agree. I think track position is going to be very important if we're going to win this race and set ourselves up for that one and only pit stop around halfway. You want to be starting inside the top 10, at the most top 15. And if we're not, then you have a lot of work to do here in a short amount of time. And let's go ahead and go over the top 10 here at Watkins Glen. On the pole is Eric Shawn in the number 52, and alongside him is Dale Camel. And row number 2 is one of the very few chasers inside the top 10. That's the number 20 of Trenton Wakefield. And alongside him is Elijah Gordon. Row number 3 is the number 17 of Shane Winstoff, and the highest starting part-timer of Jeff Leafler. Row number 4 is the number 12 of Anthony Hernandez and Bradley Ream, the Charlotte winner. And rounding out the top 10, as I cannot see because of the bushes, rounding out the top 10 is Johnny Destroying Hernandez, and the only second chaser starting inside the top 10 of Clinton Buchanan, who's only 15 points back from the point leader. And like Bronson said, there's only 2 chasers inside the top 10, the rest of them are not, and that includes Moore, Stout, Davis, Smith Jr., and Garcia deep in the field. And let's go ahead and get these truckers run off for 10 laps around Watkins Glen International, and we are back at the boot. Let's make sure everyone rolls off here. And looks like that is the case here at Watkins Glen International. Bronson, who was the pick to get the job done here today?
Eric Shawn is currently in a really good spot to win. He is my pick. He definitely has the preferred line going into 1, and turn 1 is definitely going to be the one that decides it. Here we go, to the green.
Eric Shawn, Derek Hamill, Chase race number 5, race 16 on the senior screen for the SiriusXM 175. Oh boy, Elijah Gordon trying making it 3 wide for the race lead, turn 1, lap 1. Did not work out for him. That's side by side for the race lead. It's Derek Hamill and Eric Shawn, but Hamill's gonna get the top spot here at Watkins Glen.
Goodness, I thought Eric Shawn was safe there. No, he wasn't. He is still under fire. Many corners later, going onto the long straightaway and heading into the boot. Does he have the horsepower advantage to get ahead? He almost tries to clear himself, but he fails. Still going side by side into the hairpin, or into the boot rather.
From the carousel to the boot, no bus stop here today, and side by side still for the race lead I thought Hamill had, but Shawn got a great one at saying the S's, and side by side still in the boot between Shawn and Hamill.
Shawn may have him here, but it's definitely going to be tight. Hamill off track. I think they're still side by side. Somehow. Goodness gracious. Hamill's still on that quarter panel, but I definitely think this is the corner. If you could get that corner exit, Hamill still may be side by side. He is. They are side by side. Can they go side by side for a whole lap? I think everybody back there behind all of this packed action has still made it through. That is remarkable to see.
I regret not using this version for a while, because this is fantastic stuff.
So wide.
Shawn goes real wide, and here we got the 12th spot of the racetrack. Hamill's gonna keep his clean, leave for a little bit of a tap, still side by side for the race lead. And just gonna say this now, if anything happens throughout the entire field, you will see it in the corner of the screen with being no cautions. And after an entire lap battle, Dale Hamill will finally take the race lead officially from Eric Shawn.
Victorious, but is the war totally over? Shawn may still have something here coming onto the straightaway, but Elijah Gordon, he looks pretty competitive as he made a ballsy dive bomb into turn 1, lap 1. They're all trying to weave back and forth, snaking along that straightaway to break the draft, but nobody gets the advantage over one another. Heading back into the boot once more. Shawn looks like he is losing ground just by the slightest margins, but Gordon trying to fight back from the part-time truck of the 26. But meanwhile, Shawn's still trying. They're pretty even. Everybody's pretty even. How about that?
Yeah, everybody pretty even. Looking at the back part of the field, we got Roberto Clown Jr. in last place, Jordan Stout in the deep part of the field, and Abel is back here, Corinne Moore is back here, Chuck Gronkowski is back here, Juan Garcia, Lance Smith Jr., Zachary Fitzwater. All of these chasers that started midway in the field in the back deep in the field. A terrible stuff for them here at Watkins Glen. They might have to rely on pit stops to try some kind of strategy, and that's my next question for you once we make sure that they make it out of this final turn here, as Shawn trying to close in on Derek Hamill. See, looks like we are good. Hernandez with a little bit of a love tap. Fitzy got really close. Garcia with a love tap, and so far so good. So, it's about around like 5 laps. This is when things will get started, and they will end by lap 8 or so. Very late. What do you think might be the strategy call here? Do you think it might be gas and go, or do you think it might be 2 tires or 4 tires?
That is a fantastic question. I have no idea, but I think maybe gas and go is the way to go. You definitely want to get that advantage time-wise from second place behind or whoever is behind you. I think gas and go may be the way to go to stretch that advantage. And even if you aren't the fastest on, 10 lap old tires, you definitely will have that gap to maybe help you in some way. I'm not sure. What do you think?
I mean, Ty was a little bit significant with this being the 2010 version before they repaved it, so Ty was going to be a little bit of a factor, but with only being 10 laps, I don't think it's too much of a risk to take 4 tires. I think if anything, it's either going to be a gas and go or 2 tires might just determine when you pit and everything like that. And back here, there's Buchanan and there is Wakefield. Buchanan came into this race 4th in the point standings, 15 points back from Quinmore, and with Quinmore being in the back part of the field among most of the chasers, Buchanan is in a very good spot to take the points lead, leaving Watkins Glen.
As long as he doesn't bin it, he is definitely going to be in a good spot here, leaving Watkins Glen with everybody behind him. And it's just as long as their pit crew doesn't do as well as Buchanan's does, Buchanan's going to be sitting pretty going into Phoenix rather.
For sure. And Buchanan, he won at Daytona all the way at the start of the season, and this is the first time he's been on this channel, so fantastic one the first time driver on the channel, and he's been one of the more consistent drivers all season. 5 top 5s, that's up there with Moore and Stout with the most top 5s out of anyone. So if anyone has a realistic shot at the championship, I think it is Buchanan. I think the 3 who have the best shot based off of pure speed at this point are Quinn Moore, Jordan Stout, and Clinton Buchanan, but you can't watch out for Matt Stapleton and Lance Smith Jr. either, even though they are deep in the field currently. As looks like Sean is slowly catching back up to Dale Camel. Dale Camel was pulling away on that 2-lap 3, but now I think on that 4, Sean really closing in on that number 99 of Dale Camel.
Thinking that 99 is more of a short run truck instead of a long run. Sean definitely has the edge on him. He was definitely catching him this last lap while we were talking about Buchanan back there. But Elijah Gordon is still here in the lucky seat to see if they can make a mistake, both of them, and take each other out. Sean goes slightly wider than Hamel does. He's going to see what he can do in the final corner. Hamel's going to go wide and leave the door open. There's contact, but now they're back side by side the first time in 4 laps. And we're going to see how dicey it gets going into turn 1, and he clears him. Sean back to the point.
But I think Hamel's not going to be really happy about what happened in that final corner, and he might have something to say about that. Hamel, of course, won at Texas, trying to get his second win on the season. Sean flipped at Pocono, and you know who also flipped at Pocono, or at least caught air, was Elijah Gordon, and both of these drivers have had very disappointing seasons. Gordon, he almost made it into the chase and was not able to get into it, and after that, it's been a rough 4 races. And then for Sean, it's just been a rough season as a whole for this 52 team. Has had some races where they have speed, but they've had bad luck whenever they have some good speed. So have to see if this 52 team can spoil the party here from one of the drivers that have been pretty strong all season long. Daniel Hamill, he could have made it into the chase, but he barely missed out of it. So Hamill's been good this season. Won at Texas, trying to get his second win on the season. And also, we might see pit stops start here this time by, because it will be lap 5, lap 6. At the end of lap 5, start of lap 6, basically right halfway is when we should see pit stops start here at Watkins Glen.
John might have gotten the edge on him, because honestly, if you ask me, you definitely want to be pitting, or you definitely want to be leading when you enter the pits. So maybe Sean made the move when he needed to a lap ago. See if Elijah Gordon can challenge on Hamill, but we'll see what Sean does. He is coming in from the race lead. He comes and pits, and the 33 of Buchanan hits the wall. We'll see if anybody clips the barrels. They're keeping clear of that. Everybody makes it clear for for there, and there is contact. Goodness gracious, everybody clears the last turn. And I think we are clean and green.
A couple of chases down pit road, the number 20 and the number 44 of Baylor and Wakefield, among others, and looks like it's 2 tires for these drivers here, and have to see if everything cycles out with the number 52, and Wakefield might have something to say about this 52 as well. Going back up to the front of the field, as pit stops have now officially begun. Hamill back out front, Gordon, Leifler, Weem, and Buchanan the top 5, but have to see how everything cycles out here at Watkins Glen. Pit stops right at the halfway point.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're definitely going to see how this shakes up. I have no idea how it will, but Hamill back out to the lead. We'll see what Leifler has to say, anything about Elijah Gordon closing on him. Part-time truck, mind you. Incredible speed out of this team.
The second truck of Watkins Glen, of course, Quinn Moore, is the point that I'm entering this race, so not too much of a surprise there. Leifler was wicked fast in part-time qualifying yesterday, so good one for this number 26 machine, as he has not made too many starts on this season. And let's see here who's going to pit this time by Hamill into the outside wall. Leifler is going to come down, and we might have a battle for the race today with Hamill and Gordon.
Can't make any mistakes like that. Everybody's going wide. Goodness gracious. That's the second time that Hamill today has hit the wall. But you definitely want to make sure you don't clip the barrels there. I was so afraid with the part-time entries yesterday when they were entering pit road for the first time. I was like, what are they doing? But Hamill's still out to the lead. Is he trying to stretch this as long as he can? If so, not gonna work, because Elijah Gordon right here is doing the same thing. So is the 38. I don't think they can stretch it unless they're saving incredible amounts of fuel, which I doubt they can. But interesting strategy. They have to come in. They have to come in this lap, and if they don't, I don't know what they're doing, but it's probably illegal.
Yeah, I think either they will come down this time by, or maybe next time by and just do gas only. They have to pay. It's a guarantee that they have to at some point in this race. They do not have enough fuel, and some of these guys might be just trying to stretch it as long as they can and do gas only, because I think these guys that pitted on that number 5 and that number 6, they took 2 tires and fuel. I think the trucks that are still out there, they might be trying to stay as long as possible, lap 7, lap 8, and then just take gas only for the last 2 laps.
We'll see what they're gonna do, but I think at this point you have such a big gap. We were talking about this pre-race. Is now they are coming in. I don't think they could make it another lap, but they're definitely, because they have that gap. They have that security of that gap between the lead and everybody that pit the first time around. So, goodness, pit road is busy. Everybody down. And we're going to see how this all shakes up. I believe the 20 overtook Eric Shawn for the lead, if I am correct. But they're taking tires. Not what I was expecting at all. I think people back there, they either took tires or they took fuel. And now Hamill slowing the pit stop. Gordon cycles out to the lead.
They might be fixing the damage on that 99 machine when they really didn't need to. Oh no.
Hamill's chances of the race are done, and we'll see how this shuffles everything up front. For Hamill, it is not looking good. Elijah Gordon, of all people, cycles out to the lead, and a pretty big one at that.
I mean, we saw Gordon try to make that risky 3-wide dive bomb at the very start of the race. He's now out front. Lehman second, Wakefield in third, and Baylor versus Nathan Stapleton. I said this in the pre-race, he's 30 points back, he's not completely out of it, he needs a really good one to set himself up for Phoenix and Homestead. Well, he's the second highest chaser right now. great one from Nathan Baird, and he's the defending champion for a reason. Could this be the extra last minute boost for Baird to make that last second charge at going after his second championship in a row? Just have to wait and see. As coming to 2 laps to go, I believe something happened down the front stretch to someone. So I did see Skimos, not entirely sure who. You guys will see that in the corner of the screen, but we have a race for the lead. Coming to 2 laps to go between Gordon, Wakefield, Baird, Leifler, Sean, and Bradley Weem. Whoa!
Gordon is slower and Wakefield goes off. Rare mistake, but Gordon is so much slower than everybody else. The 20 off track just by a slight second, and now Wakefield, after making a mistake, will take the lead. Everybody is under a blanket. This top 5 is all in it for the win.
I think that worked out for Wakefield. I don't know what happened, but whatever happened worked out for that 20 machine. Wakefield won all the way back at race 2 at Auto Club, trying to get his second win on the season. And now this thing is now over. It's basically a 3-lap sprint at this point. And now with only 2 laps to go and 4 minutes roughly in this one, who's going to win the SiriusXM 175 is down to 6 trucks here at the Glen.
And in 4 minutes' time, we will see who crosses the finish line first and who will win SiriusXM 175. But goodness, this race has turned over on its head. Is Gordon going to have anything for Wakefield heading back into the boot? Everybody single file for now. Oh, the 44 bared up the road on the front bumper of the 26. Nearly gets spun out. Keeps it going. Sean looking to the inside of the 26. He's there. And Baird still in 3rd place, but the battle for 4th still rages on.
Boy, oh boy, why did I ever ditch this racetrack? Well, this version of the Glen, I don't know, but I'm never making that mistake again. What a 10-lap sprint this has been, and we are about to come down to the final lap of this crazy SiriusXM 175. These drivers knew it was only 10 laps, and they had to make their moves, and Gordon on the outside almost gets into the 20. Leaflet goes way wide.
26 off.
I think these guys being on 2 old tires, 2 fresh tires are affecting him. Gordon is going to take the race to lead. Sean almost made contact. Final lap at Watkins Glen. And this has been a bonfire of a race. Can Rayfield get the draft off the number 1 of Gordon? Or is Elijah Gordon finally going to have something go his way this season in both Powerade Truck and JBL Cup Series before winning at the Glen? He's starting to pull away.
I can't believe while we were looking at Leifler going way wide, Elijah Gordon took that opportunity and took the lead, heading back down to the backstretch for the final time. Everybody trying to get the positions they can. I believe that is Leifler trying to make the move on a Sean. Baird comfortably, for now, 3rd place, which is an amazing points day for him, who could still do it. He could still do it, but Gordon is gapping on the 20. Is Gordon going to win this race?
Elijah Gordon in this number 1 machine might get this job done. I don't know what this number 1 truck did, but just a absolutely amazing move on the outside of turn 10. I thought he made contact with the number 20. Might have didn't. I'm not entirely sure. But Gordon, as long as he does not mess up that final turn, turn 11, I think he might get this one easily at Watkins Glen International. Great points day for Baird, like you said. This one might help him massively, and definitely going to have a shot at the championship for going 2 in a row in the Powerade Truck Series. But off turn 10, and
Nathan, I believe something is going to go right for Gordon's season.
Finally,
Sean goes wide.
Watch out. He's good. He is
He's
good.
He's going to do it. He won something.
Elijah Gordon, after being so close from making it into the JBL Cup Series chase, but didn't.
Midfield pit. He pit on the last lap.
Wow. I don't know what happened to the 20, but he decided to pit on the last lap, and that is gonna get him. I don't even know what position he's gonna get. He's gonna get 9th out of that, but he could have gotten 2nd. So now Baylor's gonna get second in all of this. And oh boy, did these guys 1 out of 3? I think they cut it oh so close on fuel. Yeah, they're out of fuel.
Now, don't crash now. Oh, Parrish is gonna have to call a tow truck. AAA maybe?
I think these guys cut it very, very close on fuel. Ida is out gas, it looks like. Parrish was out gas. Maybe that's why the 20. Maybe they didn't get enough fuel in for the 20 to make it around again, and yeah, I don't know. But anyway, going in after barely missing out of the JBL Cup Series chase to now, and missing out on the Powerade Truck Series chase, finally gets the win. Finally, something goes right for this number 1 team, and Golden leaves Watkins Glen with the race fit 3 after some last corner drama here at the Glen, with Baylor getting second. That was exactly what Baylor needed in that number 44 machine.
Yeah, that was incredible stuff from everybody all around, but it's specifically Baird. He still has a shot. If everything calculates correct, he is going to be sitting amazingly going into Phoenix. How about that?
Oh yeah, I let me see here. Quinn Moore is in, let's see here, 24th. So I think Baylor's gonna be like less than 10 points behind Moore. Just behind Moore. Don't know about Stout and Davis and Buchanan and Smith and Juan Garcia, but I think Baylor is at least going to be like 6 or 8 points behind Moore. So definitely going to be a lot more possible for that number 44 machine. Gordon gets the win. Baylor second. Eric Sean third. Ream fourth. Leafler fifth. Orman sixth. Vogtman seventh. Twait Smith eighth. Wakefield who could have gone second, but pitted on the final corner in ninth, and Anthony Hernandez rounds out the top 10. Fitzy in 11th, Deletto in 12th, Parrish in 13th. He ran out of fuel, but he gets 13th. Zidell 14th, Aya 15th, Parton 16th, Winstoff 17th, Collins 18th, Burnett 19th, and Stephen Collins in 20th. Nobody crashed out in this one, but oh man, how about that for the highs, and then the lowest of lows. Matt Davis literally won at Chicagoland, and he finishes last in this one. And for Dan Campbell, he could have won this thing, but his picker decided to fix his damage, and he went from battling for the lead in first and second to finishing 33rd. Very, very unfortunate. But looking at the chasers here, Davis in 40th, Juan Garcia 34th, Buchanan, I don't know what happened to him. He was in the top 5, but he finishes 31st. Crown Jr. 28th, Konkowski 26th, Moore 24th, Stout 23rd. So those two actually made up quite a lot of ground. So gonna have to wait and see what the points shake out. But what's your final thoughts in a pretty wild race that Watkins Glen for only being 10 laps?
Wild stuff. I think that for it being 10 laps, I think it was jam-packed with everything that you could ever want. Chasers missing out big time, potential big time winners to small time teams. I mean, it had everything that you could want on a road course. Congratulations to the number 1 truck, Elijah Gordon, P1. Finally, something goes his way this season.
Something finally went his way, and have to see what happens for that number 1 team going into Phoenix and Homestead. And the points are in. I've been doing this all chase long with how close it has been. And here's the points going into Phoenix. Next round with 2 races to go in the Powerade Truck Series. Quinn Moore is going to have a 5-point lead over Jordan Stout. Stout finished ahead of Moore, and that ended up being very important, with Stout being 5 points back, and I was dead on. Baylor went from 30 points back to now he is third in points, 8 points behind. Nathan Baylor, all of a sudden, going into Phoenix and Homestead, has a real shot at going 2 in a row in the Powerade Truck Series as a champion. Clinton Buchanan is in 4th, 22 points bet. Lance Michigan, 25 points bet. Juan Garcia, 29 points bet. Matt Davis, 29 points bet. Zachary Fitzwater still has a realistic shot, 30 points bet. And then late field, 39. Jack Gronkowski, 43. And Abel, 65. And Roberto Cloud 65. So, oh boy. Phoenix and Homestead gonna be very exciting here for the Powerade Truck Series. And we are about to see who gets the job done. Will we have a new champion and more Stout Buchanan Smith Jr. or will we have a two-time champion in either Juan Garcia or Nathan Fair? We just have to wait and see until Phoenix next time out here on the channel. Thanks for watching me, for joining me up here in the booth. I'm NR2003, aka Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys next time in the desert in Phoenix, Arizona. Bye!
Bye-bye.